When she left, it was like the air had been sucked out of the room. It wasn't just the absence of her presence. It was the absence of the connection, the energy, the shared moments. It's easy to underestimate how much a person's presence affects the rhythm of a shared life. The silence she left behind didn't just echo in the space where she once stood. It echoed inside me. I remember how I would sit there in the evening, staring at the empty chair across from me, wishing I could hear her voice again. Even just for a few moments, the chair still had the imprint of her, as though she had just stepped away, leaving everything in place, untouched. The coffee cup she left behind still half full, the smell of her perfume lingering in the air, and I convinced myself that I wouldn't wait for her. I told myself I was strong. I told myself I'd move on, but deep down, I knew the truth. I wasn't moving on. I was just existing in a state of suspended animation. Every moment of silence was like a ticking clock, counting down the minutes I had left before I was consumed by the weight. The worst part was how normal it felt, how easy it was to slip into the routine of waiting. I didn't know how to stop. Every night felt the same. The hours stretched and the longing grew. But as the days wore on, something shifted. I started to notice the little things again. I began to take better care of myself. I started working on the things I had neglected while I had been wrapped up in her. It wasn't that I was trying to move on necessarily. It was just that I was learning how to exist without her. I was rediscovering myself. This process of personal growth wasn't just about emotional healing. It was about understanding the deeper, biological reasons behind her departure. And her return, women, by nature, are wired to seek stability. From a biological standpoint, this makes sense. The instinct is to find the best partner for emotional security, resources, and survival. But what we often fail to realize is that when a woman leaves, it's not because you weren't enough. It's because, in that moment, your stability was no longer enough to meet her needs. Her instincts were pulling her toward something new, something different. It's not always conscious. It's not always about you. But it's driven by the need for novelty, for something that breaks the monotony. However, what she often doesn't account for in her pursuit of excitement is that novelty is temporary. The thrill of the chase fades quickly, and that's when reality sets in. The men she meets, the experiences she has, they don't provide what you once did. They might bring novelty, but not sustainability. And this is the point where the cycle often turns full circle. When she returns, she's not seeking love. She's seeking validation. She wants to know that she still holds power over you, that she's still someone worth desiring. The problem is that this need for validation isn't always a conscious one. It's more like an unconscious drive, tied to her biological wiring in her search for self-worth. She comes back to the one person who made her feel valued, someone who saw her as special, worthy of admiration. But what you need to understand is that if you fall back into the same patterns when she returns, you'll only repeat the cycle. The moment you give her the validation she's seeking, the attraction fades. Attraction isn't about constant affirmation. It's about mystery, about the unknown. And the more you validate her return, the less she feels the desire to pursue you. This is the key: detachment. The power lies in your ability to detach from the situation emotionally. The moment you stop needing her, the moment you no longer crave her attention or validation, that's when you become the man she's drawn to. Because women, by nature, are drawn to unpredictability. When you no longer orbit her world, when you no longer wait for her approval, that's when she feels the pull. She starts wondering, why isn't he reacting to me the way he used to? This shift, this detachment, is the most powerful weapon you have. It's not about playing games. It's not about pretending you don't care. It's about truly learning to live without the need for her. When you stop chasing, you become the man she can't figure out. And the moment you detach, you gain back your power. The irony is that when she comes back, she may not even realize why she's coming back. It's not necessarily about you. It's about her. It's about her ego, her need for validation, and her desire to be seen as someone worthy of love and admiration. You might feel like you're the one she's searching for, but in truth, you're just the mirror she's looking into to see if she still matters. The trap most men fall into is that they give her that reflection. They see her return as a sign of love, as proof that they were right all along. But love isn't the reason she's back, it's validation. She wants to know that she's still someone worth having. And when you give her that validation, you lose her respect. But when you stand your ground, when you remain unchanged and unwavering in your emotional detachment, that's when the real attraction begins. The power dynamic shifts. She begins to realize that she can no longer manipulate you. She starts to feel the distance. And the distance, ironically, creates a deeper longing. She no longer has the control she once did. As time goes on, you start to see her return for what it is. A test. It's a test of your strength, your growth, and your ability to remain true to yourself. The question is no longer whether you want her back. The question is, do you want to remain the man you were before? Do you want to return to the old dynamics, to the same patterns that led to her departure? Or have you grown, become someone new, someone who doesn't need her to complete him? And that's where the real power lies. When she returns, she's not just testing you. She's testing herself. She's testing her own growth, her own sense of self-worth. And if you've changed, if you've grown stronger, she will feel that shift. She will sense it, even if she doesn't fully understand it. And when she does, she'll be faced with the truth. You're no longer the person she left. You've become someone new, someone stronger, someone who no longer needs her to feel validated. So, what do you do when she reaches out? The answer is simple. Do nothing. Don't chase. Don't react. Don't give in. Stand still. Let her feel the distance. Let her see the man you've become. The man who no longer waits. The man who no longer needs her to complete him. When you stop seeking her validation, when you stop waiting for her approval, that's when you become the man she can't resist. Because in the end, the strongest men are the ones who can stand in their own power without needing anyone else to define their worth. And when she sees that in you, she'll realize that her return was never about love. It was about validation. And when she sees that you no longer need her to validate your worth, that's when she'll realize she's truly lost you.